Three friends entered the forest at sunset. Only one came back. When rescuers found him 3 days later, he was covered in mud, trembling uncontrollably, and repeating the same terrifying sentence over and over again. It wasn't human. It wasn't human. What happened inside that forest remains one of the most horrifying mysteries ever told, and according to local villagers, the creature responsible is still hunting. Tonight, I'm going to tell you the terrifying story of the thing in the forest. Deep within the mountains stood a forest feared by everyone in the surrounding villages. Locals called it the Forest of Shadows. People claimed strange sounds echoed through the trees after dark. Animals refused to enter it. Even hunters avoided it. But three young friends, Daniel, Michael, and Samuel, thought the stories were nothing more than superstition. One evening, they decided to spend the night inside the forest and prove the legends wrong. As the sun disappeared behind the hills, they entered the woods carrying flashlights, food, and camping gear. At first, everything seemed normal. The forest was quiet, too quiet. No birds, no insects, no sound, just silence. A silence so heavy, it felt unnatural. Around midnight, Samuel woke suddenly. Something had touched his tent. He sat up, listening, waiting. Then he heard it. Footsteps, slow, heavy, crunching through the leaves, outside. The sound circled their campsite. One step, then another, then another. Samuel quickly woke his friends. All three listened in terror. The footsteps continued for nearly 10 minutes, then stopped, suddenly, completely. Michael grabbed his flashlight and looked outside. Nothing. The forest was empty, or so it seemed. Then Daniel noticed something. Huge footprints, far larger than any human footprint, leading into the darkness. Unable to sleep, they remained awake. Hours passed. Then Daniel's flashlight landed on a figure standing between the trees. At first, it looked human, tall, thin, motionless, watching them. The figure stood at least 100 feet away. Then, without warning, it moved. Not walking, not running, it simply appeared closer. As if reality itself had shifted. Now it stood 50 feet away. The friends froze. Nobody spoke. Nobody breathed. Then the creature smiled. Its mouth stretched impossibly wide, far wider than any human face should allow. Panic erupted. The three friends grabbed their belongings and ran. Branches snapped around them. Leaves exploded beneath their feet. Behind them came a horrifying sound, a mixture of laughter and screaming. Human, yet not human. Every time they looked back, the creature was closer, sometimes running on two legs, sometimes crawling on all fours. Its limbs bent in impossible directions. Its eyes glowed white in the darkness. After running for nearly an hour, they found an abandoned cabin. Desperate for safety, they rushed inside. The door slammed shut behind them. The cabin was filled with strange symbols scratched into the walls. Then they discovered something even worse. Photographs. Hundreds of photographs. People, missing people, tourists, hunters, travelers. And beneath every photograph was a date. The date stretched back over 50 years. The final picture had been placed there only days earlier. A picture of them, taken before they entered the forest. Someone or something had been waiting. The cabin began to shake violently. The creature was outside, scratching, pounding on the walls. Then silence. The terrifying silence returned. Michael slowly approached the window. The creature was gone. Relieved, he turned around and found it standing inside the cabin, behind them. Its glowing eyes locked onto theirs. Its smile stretched wider and wider and wider. The lights died. The screams began. 3 days later, search teams entered the forest. They found Daniel wandering alone. His clothes were torn, his face pale, his mind shattered. When rescuers asked where his friends were, he simply pointed toward the trees, then whispered, "It's still hungry." Neither Michael nor Samuel were ever found. No bodies, no evidence, nothing, just empty forest and enormous footprints disappearing into the darkness. To this day, villagers still report seeing a tall figure standing between the trees after sunset, watching, waiting, smiling. And if you ever find yourself alone in a silent forest and you notice something smiling at you from the shadows, do not run, because according to legend, it enjoys the chase. If this story terrified you, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more horrifying stories every week. And tell us in the comments, would you spend one night alone inside a haunted forest for $100,000? Sleep carefully tonight.